I was recently asked how I started writing comic books, so I wanted to tell you guys a story about how comic book legend Mitch Gerads inspired me to start writing. It all starts with this comic right here, Batman One Bad Day for the Riddler. I bought this comic book at Drawn to Comics in Glendale, Arizona, and it was actually the day before Mr. Gerads was doing a signing. At that time, I was a new transplant to Phoenix, and I was finally getting into buying comics because I had my first big job out of college. I was at this stage in my life where I just wanted to get my hands on as many books as possible, and I was definitely toiling over the idea of if I wanted to make my own comic. I read the one shot that night, and honestly, I was completely blown away by Mitch's artwork. It was next level, and it was something that really inspired me to not only continue loving comics, but to even think more about making one myself. So I made sure the next day to take myself to that signing and make sure I stood in line to ask him a very important question. Whenever I got to the front of the line and I got to meet him, I asked him what someone would need to do if they wanted to do what he was doing. And simple enough, he told me just make a comic book. And my response was, "Will you take me serious? Will you guys take me seriously if I do that?" And he said, "Yeah, man, that's what we all did. We were all folks who just made a comic and people eventually took us serious." That was a canon moment for me, and it was the first time I ever really thought about comics being a reality in my own life as a creator. Not just a nice idea or something I wanted to do in theory, but something that I actually could put a plan towards achieving. So I got to work, and it took me a long time, but we made Scion. And when we were kickstarting the book, funny enough, Mr. Garrett's bought a metal cover from me. I got to see him again at a Comics and Cocktails event, and when I told him about making the comic book, he bought one on the spot. It was such a full circle moment for me, and it honestly made me feel like an actual player in the game, like someone that was there right beside him. So my advice to anybody out there who wants to make comics is just do it. Go out there, take your time, practice, but make sure that the world sees your ideas because they deserve to come to life. And also just a super special thanks to Mr. Gerads. You're a delight. You're a very sweet man, and you could have been very mean and you didn't crush my dreams. And I really thank you for doing that because I'm here today because of it. So that is the story of how I got started writing comics and how I got the push I needed to write Scion. I really appreciate the question, and I hope that it inspires one of you to go out there and make your own masterpiece.